So this is Project LiveWire from Harley-Davidson. This is their very first electric motorcycle, and a little bit different from Harley. You know, as you can tell here, it's a different type of a bike. It's kind of got that Ducati-ish look to it. It's all electric though, you know, 100% electric. It's not a production model, at least not yet. It kind of feels like a production model. It's very finished and put together, but what they're doing is they're going around the country and they're having folks test ride these motorcycles. I signed up months ago to be a test rider. They finally sent me an email, said I was selected, and when they came into town, I went to my local Harley dealership and saw the Project LiveWire folks, and bam, got on the bike and was able to ride it around for just a little bit, and man, it was over way too quick. It was like a 5 mile run, or right around the dealership. But pretty interesting, pretty cool, man. 74 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. It's all electric. It takes about, I guess, 3 to 5 hours to totally charge it up. But again, this is the I don't know if it's quite a prototype, but it's an early model. That's for sure. And because of that, I mean, the bike only gets about 53 miles to the charge. So if you charge it up and if you put it in economy mode, you only get about 53 miles on it total. But I mean, it's a first though. So anyway, I took it for a spin, and one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting with this was, you know, the opportunity to do some type of interview afterwards. You know, this was an experience where they're trying to get some feedback from everybody. So afterwards, they interviewed me, and I would like to share that interview so you get raw, firsthand, immediate first impressions directly from the experience. So let me start off with that, and then we'll take it back and show you the ride.
Project LiveWire made me feel powerful. It made me feel as if I had instant power right on my fingertips, and you know, and right when you crank the throttle, you can immediately feel that torque. You can immediately feel the kick. It was very easy to ride. The bike was light. It was just it was exhilarating. It was really exhilarating. Like, it was over way too fast. Like, I wanted it to keep going. I was like, geez, we're already back. But it was over way too fast. It was a very exhilarating, exciting, fun, unique experience from riding a traditional motorcycle. Man, I've only ridden gas-powered motorcycles, and I really enjoyed the electric motorcycle. I mean, I was really surprised. I mean, how much I really liked it. I mean, it was you definitely feel the power really quick. You have to get used to not using a clutch, and you know, see, my hand kept grabbing for it and everything. But beyond that, I really liked it. I mean, I would consider it an electric motorcycle. I really am blown away, especially from Harley, which is not known as kind of an electric motorcycle. I mean, you don't associate electric motors with Harley. You know, I mean, you associate, you know, loud, power, muscle, you know, and that power, I mean, and I guess the muscle is there too. It's got a very different sound to it. You know, it was actually kind of cool, but very different. I wasn't expecting that from Harley, and I was very impressed. When I first saw it, I thought innovation, I thought sleek, I thought futuristic, and I thought keeping up with the times, because Harley is obviously celebrating their 111th anniversary, and so keeping up with the times, doing something new, kind of restarting almost, and kind of coming up with something for the next generation. The bike was very easy in terms of handling, you know, very nice. The brakes, that's one thing you notice, is that I hardly use the brakes at all, you know, because the bike slows down almost immediately as soon as you let off the throttle. It was quiet. One thing I noticed is right when it first came out, It was quiet. It was very smooth. There wasn't any jerk to it at all. It was very, very easy to ride. And as soon as we turned to the corner and I started hearing the noise, I was like, oh yeah, I like this here. This is nice. The sound was unlike anything I've ever heard in terms of a motorcycle. I mean, it sounded like the future is really what it did. I mean, it reminded me of like those light cycles in the movie Tron. It reminded me of like an airplane almost. I mean, it sounded like like I said, the sound of the future. The only thing I'm surprised you didn't ask about it was the overall design of the motorcycle. I mean, it looks great. The only thing I think is kind of funky is the little touch screens. It just doesn't look it just doesn't look good, you know?
I was just curious. It just looks like that. Set up that way. It's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That the touch screen just kind of sticks out like a block, you know? But other than that, I mean, it looks good. I mean, I don't know if they can make it a little different, you know, make the touch screen a little bit different.
Does anybody have any questions at this point? Go ahead and push your start buttons. Remember, don't put your hand on the throttle. You got to hold the start button for a couple seconds. All right, looks like you guys are ready to ride. Have fun. Go ahead and meet Eric. He's going to be your lead guide.
Goodness.
So one of the things that you immediately notice about the bike is that it is super quiet when you first take off. And so that's the thing. It doesn't have a whole lot of noise to it when you first take off. But as soon as you start getting up to speed, then you notice this really cool, you heard me describe it as kind of a futuristic type of a noise. So there's a quietness at very low speeds, but very soon afterwards you really notice this I don't know, kind of a whirling futuristic type of noise. And I guess it's not manufactured or anything, it is the actual noise of the bike.
Wow. Awesome. Damn.
One thing I will say about the bike is that it is super butter smooth. I'm telling you, it's just I mean, from stop up until whatever speed you get up to, there's just this very super extra butter smooth acceleration. I mean, you don't have to worry about shifting or anything like that, and so it's just, you know, this constant acceleration that feels awesome. It's not like a scooter. You know how a scooter, you may crank the throttle and you kind of wait for the bike to start moving. It's not like that at all. You have instant power at your fingertips.
Such a strange experience not using a clutch.
power. That's one word I would use to describe the bike. I mean, you have this power literally at your fingertips, kind of like what Emperor Palpatine said, unlimited power. I mean, really, it's very, very different than riding a scooter. You know, on a scooter, you crank the throttle and you have to kind of wait for a little bit for the bike to kind of catch up to speed. Very different from a scooter, and it wasn't shifting either. I noticed that. It's not like it's got an internal automatic transmission or something like that. It wasn't like that at all. It's just immediate power giving you this boost of speed. And so that's one thing you have to really be respectful of, is that throttle. And so you just start to crank it a little bit and bam, you got instant power, instant torque, instant takeoff from the line. It's really, really nice.
Wow, I could really ride this, man. Damn. Wow. Wow. You don't even have to really use the brakes.
One of the things that is just really noticeable is how fast and how quickly the bike slows down as you're coming up to a stop. You roll off the throttle and the bike immediately starts slowing down. It's very similar to engine braking in that sense, but it's this real slowdown. I mean, not a dangerous slowdown, but you can't just, I don't remember letting off the throttle 100%, you know, or kind of rolling off the throttle all the way, but kind of gradually rolling off the throttle, and you can really feel the slowdown. I mean, one of the things, I mean, it's cool because it's regenerating the battery. I mean, it's a regenerative braking system, so it's actually trying to recharge the battery a little bit. But you think about it, it may be a little bit of a safety issue, because if you're not actually touching the brakes until the last minute, I mean, cars aren't going to really know that you're slowing down necessarily. So that is something to think about in terms of potentially a safety issue. A couple of funky things I thought about the bike. The actual mirrors on the bike, I mean, I don't know if this was just the prototype version or what, but the mirrors, man, you can't see shit out of those mirrors. And so I was looking at my arms the entire time, and I tried to adjust them and tried to get them right. I couldn't see nothing out of my mirrors. So that's one thing that would kind of jumped out at me. The other thing is, and I pointed this out in the post interview as well, is the touch screen. It just kind of looks out of place. It doesn't feel like it goes with the aesthetics of the bike itself. I mean, you can look past that, but I don't know if that's a prototype issue or what. The other thing that you may notice from the video is that the LED lights, because the bike has all these LED lights on it, are flickering in this video, and it's not like that in real life at all. I guess it has to do with something with the way that the video recorded, and these LED lights that actually have some type of a flash to them that you can't even see with the naked eye. I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but just know that in real life you actually don't see any of these lights flickering.
Power off the line is crazy. No 5 miles.
So Harley's not saying when the bike will come out, or if the bike will come out for that matter. I seriously doubt that they're not going to release this, though. I mean, it's such production quality. They had all kinds of branded LiveWire gear there already. So I seriously doubt that they're just doing this just for the sake of it being a prototype. But they're not saying when it's going to come out. They're also not saying how much it's going to cost when it comes out. They ask you all these questions at the end. How much would you be willing to pay for a bike like this? How many miles would you expect to go on this? That's the other thing too. I mean, you're getting 53 miles on this, and they're not saying, is that the production mileage that you're going to get, or is that just the prototype version here? Will there be kind of an upgrade you can get to that? They're not saying a lot of different things. But overall, man, I enjoyed the experience. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. Be sure nice to have a second bike. I can't see myself replacing my bike with this, but it sure would be nice to have a second bike and just to kind of commute around town, save some money, save even more money than you already saved by riding on a motorcycle, because you can just plug this thing in. But I give it a thumbs up, man. I really enjoyed the experience. There were some funky things about the bike in terms of the mirrors and not being able to see out of the mirrors and the touchscreen and things like that. But overall, I really enjoyed the experience. I give it a thumbs up. Check it out. Harley-Davidson's Project LiveWire. It was an experience. I was very, very impressed. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I was very impressed. It was amazing. It was cool. Yeah, I really, really liked it. Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, well, I don't know if you have specific questions or whatever, but